big guest, monster guest. Sean Evans is here, and you're getting obnoxious, man. I mean, just like the amount of success and the amount of guests. The guests are just—it's a joke.
The coming in here smelling as good as you do was really the icing on the cake.
If you're watching, he's got a great jacket on and he smells delicious. It's just like you should smell like sweat and hot sauce. I don't know what's going on, man.
It's all on purpose. I have to come in bringing that kind of
and the misdirection.
Yes.
No, but seriously, I mean, if you look down the rundown of like your latest guests, it's just a who's who. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it feels like sort of a week over week commitment to the cause snowballing thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like something like you shake the Kevin Hart candy bar out of the vending machine and then like
they
bunch
all start falling
or something like that. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, all it takes is who do you think was there one original guest that opened the floodgates?
We talk about the tentpole episodes all the time, and when we first started doing the show, it was not very popular at all, and we used to joke like, "Wow, I'm eating like a lot of spicy ass shit for nothing attention whatsoever." Yeah, I'm not sure this is all worth it. But then the first episode that was like millions of views, like on the front page of Reddit, sort of wake up the next morning, what the hell happened sort of thing, was the Key and Peele episode, which is like fairly early on. And then the thing that we found most encouraging is that whenever we'd have some sort of big hit, you'd see the sort of all boats lift, like
everybody, all the views start going up.
So I'm like, we have like that binge show, like we have that very bingeable show. So that's good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like you can go down a Hot Ones rabbit hole real fast.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
The suggested for
Yeah. So when we were like, okay, well, if like the people in the tent like the show, then all we need is more people in the tent because they'll stick around week over week.
I mean, I'm almost surprised to hear in the beginning it was kind of a grind because it is just it's like a cheat code almost. It's like you're doing like an interview, but you just add this food element, which is big, and then the extra level of like it's a contest with the hotness, because I feel like they've always worn that as like a badge of honor, like how hot can you take, and it makes perfect sense to me why it is what it is.
Yeah, I think there are a bunch of ingredients that kind of work for it. We do try to be as thoughtful in the interview as we possibly can be, and because we're asking our guests to jump through a ridiculous hoop, we want to meet them halfway on that and try to hit on the sort of career spanning moments that people would be interested in. And then of course you do have this added thing where you can just see Margot Robbie dying on spicy chicken wings. That is just sort of a thing that I can't believe. Like sometimes while it's happening, I'm like, good internet is happening in this room right now. You can see it.
Well, I was saying that earlier today, where it's like almost like when the week starts, like you need to wait for a Hot Ones episode to come out to find out what like the meme of the week is going to be. Yeah, because it's going to come from that episode.
Which
what
is
what they look like, what they say,
thing,
what they
such
do.
A weird thing. And then too, I think that's like also what's kind of played into the show's audience is that there are people, Chris D'Elia had like an amazing tweet the other day where it was like, I'm going to misquote it and butcher it, but he was like talking about how sports, you can be somebody who's smart and watching sports on like a high level, sort of strategic level.
I remember him saying this,
Or you can just be like an idiot caveman watching it for its caveman qualities. And Hot Ones kind of has
That's
that
the perfect place
where,
to live.
Yeah, exactly. So there would be people who are watching it solely based to see like, how is this celebrity going to react to hot sauce based on other celebrities? They just want to see him scream, spit in buckets. And then there's some people who are like interested in like the finer notes of like Saturday Night Live BTS or something.
Yeah. You get it all.
Do you think the wings itself, I think, play a huge part in that? Just because it's like people, I think if you have someone doing at least one other thing, they forget they're on a show. Where it's like, so it ends up being just like talking to friends rather than like, I'm on a talk show right now. It's like, I'm eating wings with my buddy at the bar.
Yeah.
And we'll get something out of me that I probably wouldn't share usually.
And that was an unintended consequence. Like we wanted something that would take somebody out of their PR-driven flight pattern.
Right.
Like we wanted something
the generic
that was,
robotic answers.
Exactly. We needed something disruptive. But it's funny that you said that because one time I was doing this like e-news thing and they're just being kind of goofy where it's like you put an ice cube in your mouth to answer the questions. And I actually felt that it was very comfortable to do because I'm like, I'm doing this absurd thing. So I feel like I have a longer leash on everything else. Like I'm not just tightrope walking through this interview with that kind of pressure. Like I'm doing something
kind of fucking around,
completely crazy. It like cut the formality out or something like that.
We had that at one of the Super Bowl live shows in Minnesota. We had Luke Wilson on, who's a tight end for the Seattle Seahawks, and we were playing those fucking, what are those called?
They're like a lottery rip apart
pull tab
lottery game
in Minnesota, and it was like he was just sitting there playing pull tabs, telling the story of being in the huddle for the Malcolm Butler interception, and that whole thing.
He was saying some shit I don't think he was supposed to say.
Yeah, exactly.
He
He
was
was
just
kind of
like,
just
"Oh,
zoned
shit,
out
what am I-"
doing pull tabs.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Carol was a fucking idiot with that call. And it's like, you're still an active player, dude.
Yeah.
But it works. And you get a little distracted.
I mean, and I would be terrible because I feel like I'd just be focused on like survival and my mouth not falling apart. That I'd be saying all sorts of shit. I mean, it's a great format, man. It really works. I was just watching YG, which was just
classic.
I mean, that was insane.
In the vault.
It was one of the more like impressive things, period, I've ever seen.
And that's what I think is amazing too, is because it's a rapper will have to put on that hard facade,
Yeah.
So you'll see episodes where the wings kind of break that, and then even to whether it's like a professional wrestler or a football player,
You're supposed to be a tough guy.
Yeah, and it's funny too to sit across from him and kind of see. Like you see very much when it's an athlete, them like looking you in the eyes, and you can see the one more rep.
Yeah.
Like one more wing. You can kind of see that in them, or Natalie Portman or Halle Berry. Like I remember Natalie Portman being like,
you son of a bitch.
like
What a jerk.
I'm here to be brave. Like she was like
Yeah.
in character.
Right,
And
right.
you could see that, and like I kind of like giggled when she said that, but I was like, oh, she's not joking at all.
They go to a different place.
In her, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny to see that from the other side of the table too.
I think it was the Shy app. I saw Shia was pushing you.
Yeah.
Shia was like, all right, let's go up more. Let's go more.
Shia came to party.
He was on. I mean, I'm a huge Shia LaBeouf fan, but I think you had a question for him where you asked him, "Our memes aren't." And Shia, being who he is and with his history, like I would have assumed he was gonna say like, "Fuck no," you got to really dedicate yourself to the craft. And he had the exact opposite answer. That's when I was like, you know what? I love this man. He was like, "Do memes move you? Then there are."
Yeah, anything that moves you is
And
art.
I was like, fucking Shia, tell him, let's go.
Yeah, and that's too just effortlessly kind of cool and comfortable in his skin in there.
It's
Yeah,
incredible.
So, and what, you've just been eating hot shit. You've been preparing for this your whole life, whether or not you realized it.
Well, I remember the funny story that I tell sometimes. I remember one of my early memories was watching the Bears game, and my dad's got chips and salsa on the table, and I remember going in for a bite, and it's hot salsa, and like just looking at my dad in a panic.
Like, what have I done?
Do we
Yeah.
have mild salsa? And he was like, not in my house. So it was by virtue of his being a salsa purist and like a C- D+ parent, that it kind of planted that seed in me.
I mean, in the end, it was A+ parenting.
Hey,
Look
I
where you
know,
are now.
I didn't know that it was going to pay off like this.
That's very. There was a video that went viral a couple weeks ago. I'm sure you saw it. With a little baby eating a pepper, and she thought it was like a pickle, or I don't know what she thought it was. But the moment she just like froze and was like, "What is this? What have you done to me?" I mean, that's torture.
Yeah.
That was bad parenting,
But it's
but whatever.
also-
Hey, maybe one day she'll
raising
be on Hot
Sean
Ones. And she'll kill it,
Exactly. And then it's all for the good.
And so what's up now? Game shows next?
Yeah, so premieres tonight or whenever this comes out, it'll be on Tuesdays on True TV. And yeah, it was just it's very Hot Ones, it has this spicy wing hook, but we're really an interview show at heart.
Yeah.
It's a disruptive element in it. But the game show too is like very much classic game show, but then it has this ridiculous hot sauce element. And it would be 2 teams of 2. So like Feidelberg and KFC, who would you take on?
Ooh.
And we're talking. It's still eating based.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No,
who would you want to take on? Who would be like PFT? And
yeah, I was gonna say let's do PMT.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys would be competing against each other. You start the round off, you eat a wing, and the first sauce is called the brain burner. So it's like putting your brain on a hibachi, and then you're getting rapid fire trivia questions. Then you come back from break, sweating your face off, and it's a new wing, and it's the eye of the scorpion, which is meant to make your eyes water. So you have it washing away your eyes.
so
Wait,
bad
who
at
the
this.
fuck is making sauces designed to make your eyes water?
Us.
This is some like
Are
hostile saw
Are you
type
heavily
shit.
involved in I picture like the end of Breaking Bad when they're
Cooking it up.
when
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have all
I'm
the
like in a-
sauces and Sean's just sitting there like fucking dead in the face
in a bathtub stirring it up. No, it's nothing like that. Like we'll have sort of an idea of what we want to do, or like they'll come in and we'll be like, oh, should I have like a miso base or a habanero base or a chipotle base, and testing out different things and turning the knobs on heat and stuff. But if I was making sauce, it would be a disaster. So we've partnered with Heatonist. Have you ever seen that like hot sauce store in Brooklyn? It's in Williamsburg. York, but he's like our hot sauce guru, and we meet with him, and he helps us mastermind the lineup for every season.
So what does it go? Brain, eyes.
So eyes, and then the game might be, Kevin. It's like a close up of a flag, and then it's slowly zooming out, and then the team that can identify the flag first gets the points. And then the third round is this sort of like back and forth, steal the answer, trip up Mount Scoville. And then the team the team that ends up with the most cash after those 3 rounds then goes to the Ring of Fire. That's
the winner. Yeah. What the fuck?
And it's crazy. We have like pyrotechnics coming out of the floor. Like, it's so insane.
And then we set you on fire.
From where we shoot Hot Ones, which is like this budget 80s cable access show, to like now this Pepperdome, big, huge, like lights, camera, action thing. But if you win that final game, your team, then you get $25,000 and 2 ice cold milkshakes. And
there you go.
Milkshakes are for winners. Right.
Only, yeah.
You know what's crazy? You've taken the word Scoville.
I think
if someone says Scoville, I just think of Hot Ones. I think of you. It's crazy.
Well, sometimes you kind of think about craft hot sauce and how that's all grown and stuff, and think, I wonder, for better or worse.
When you are associated with Scoville now,
are you gonna be on the game show eating still or no?
No.
Because I always respected the fact that you go through like what the guest is going to go through. Listen, now you're finally just a puppet master behind the scenes. Yeah.
10 seasons.
You're done.
200 episodes.
I'm out.
I'm not picking. I'm not. And then of course that keeps going. Like, we're still doing. That's an important thing too. We're doing the game show, but we have the interview show, and we'll always do the interview show. So that's we like launched season 11 at the same time that we're launching this TV show. So it's been like a crazy couple of months here. But I'm hosting the show like Drew Carey or Alex Trebek or in the Pantheon.
You get into the game show world, man.
No,
I mean, that's big money, that's big fame, that's big prestige. You could do this for like 30 years. Who knows?
I always think about the jobs in entertainment that no one ever leaves, and no one ever leaves game shows. They hold on to them.
Like Bob Barker died on set.
Yeah, and
I don't know. Is Bob Barker alive?
No, he is, but you would think
alive.
like
I don't blame him. 11 a.m. call time, 3 p.m. wrap.
Little skinny Mike,
shoot
done.
3-4 episodes in a day. Like, it's the best. It's the best job.
But you earned it by
job.
going through like literally like the fire of hell. So
you
kind of was there a like a plan B, or were you doing other stuff at the same time as doing hot sauce, hot ones, hot wings that you could have potentially continued doing?
Well, we're so prolific in doing the show where it's like, we'll crank out, if there's 52 weeks in a year, we probably put out, I don't know, like 36 episodes of the show, another like 6 truth or dabs. Like, we're always doing this stuff. Plus we travel for the show, so we have this travel schedule that makes it tough to do anything else. And then inherently there's so much research involved in doing each episode, and we're a really small team doing all of this, so it made it so it's hard to have the elbow room to do anything else. But we always wanted to do a game show, and we'd been trying to do it for 2 years before we finally got the green light. And then once you get the green light, it just goes so fast. But the amazing thing about a game show is you can, like I said, you can shoot a whole year's worth of episodes in like 2 weeks. So like during the holiday, went down to Atlanta, rocked out the Pepperdome for a couple weeks, and then now it's like 20 weeks worth of episodes. Yeah. So that's kind of like the only way we can be as prolific as we are with Hot Ones and do other stuff, is if we can like slam a lot of work into a small amount of time.
And like, how's like the stomach ulcers going? Are your bodies just conditioned for it?
I appreciate you checking in, but I went to a doctor not that long ago, and I had him hook me up to everything, and I was like biting my nails waiting for the numbers to come back, and they were like, these numbers
you're a freak,
are outstanding.
Man. You're like a mutant.
Maybe that sauce is making you stronger.
You have to be like, can we run him again? Right?
I heard what I wanted to hear, and I said,
I'm out. That's good. Yeah.
How much you mentioned the research? You said a small team. How much research are you putting into like every episode?
As much as we have. So like sometimes we'll only have be like, all right, they whatever, like Margot Robbie can shoot on Thursday, and it's like Tuesday night. We're like, all right, book the flight, whatever, and you stay up all night and you read as much as you can, you write as much, and listen to as much as you can, watch as much as you can. And then I'm like now employing my little brother. I'm giving him, like, we're dividing it all up. So it's like between me, Chris, and my little brother, it's like, you take these podcasts, you watch this stuff, you read all these profiles, you find out where do they live, like anytime like the local paper covered them, like anytime they're in this thing, that thing.
Oh shit, we just read Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start doing that.
Exactly.
All right,
then
well,
just divide it
we're
up
going to
and
go next door, and we're going to do our uncomfortable YouTube video that we'll put you to the test on answering the internet. Oh, yeah. Let's fucking cook it up, all right?
ATR.
But in the meantime, everybody go watch Hot Ones, of course, and the game show's on True TV, right? Tuesday nights?
Yep. Tuesday nights on True
So
TV.
check it out.
Thanks, guys.
Great stuff.